topic for today is how to behave and react in office. So, behavior at workplace. This is the first title. So, normally we have different kinds of people, but we can broadly classify them into optimists, the positive thinkers, the negative thinkers, the people whom we can trust, the envious types who easily gets envied by other people. So these are the broadly classified ones. There are a lot other people also, but here we are concentrating on the most commonly found people in the office environment. Now, you need to identify appropriate behavior for your workplace. You cannot have the same attitude which you are having in the college or at playground or something else during a office hours kind of thing. So the most acceptable office behavior is the one with positive attitude towards co-workers, the workplace, being punctual, and the one who respects others. Now, this is the commonly found and most accepted attitude, but you can add in more positive attributes to it. Now, whenever you are at a workplace, your vibes speak. So, whenever you give out a positive vibe or negative vibe, you have to be very careful. And you know what kind of vibe you are giving if you are self aware. Now, what is office behavior or professionalism? Now, if you look at the picture over here, you can easily identify who's professional and who's not. So we don't need to have a different behavior or a completely different version of ourselves in the office. Only thing what you need to do is have a very positive attitude and professional. Like you have to be like attentive to what is happening in your environment, do your work, and have it does not mean like you cannot have fun or something, but there is a limit to it and there is a time for it. So whenever there is, if you look into the picture, there is this guy who's sitting with his legs up over there and playing with aeroplanes and all. Now this is not the office environment that we want to encourage. Somebody who's working, you need to concentrate on what work you have and how you're going to do the work. So also we don't need to tell someone how to behave, because when it's obvious that you are in an office, so you are a mature adult. You're not some kid whom we have to tell like now you have to sit, now you have to stand or anything else. So you need to behave as per the professional environment, how your office is or how things are around you. You spend a major part of your day in the office, so you cannot avoid the people you don't like. There might be instances wherein you have conflicts with people and you might not like those people around you, but you cannot avoid, you cannot be like those children in the school, like wherein you don't like somebody, you stop talking to them. The next slide is about the impressions that you create. Now, whenever you are going anywhere, the first impression is created the minute somebody looks at you. Though we say like the casual attire is good or the formal attire is good, whatever it is, but when you come in the professional environment, it's always the professionalism and the attire that catches the attention first. Now, when we say about the attire, you can look into the picture, like somebody who is well trimmed, who is having a warm smile and confident and well dressed, is a person you will go to. If you see the previous picture, you will decide whom to go to and give your business. Would you give it to somebody who's so casual or somebody who's like professionally dressed or no? Now, it does not mean like by dressing only you become professional. There are other things which come into picture. One of them is the body language. Your body language speaks a lot. Even though you are dressed in a suit maybe and you're slouching or you're just scratching your head and looking very shabby in that, that won't give you a professional look. You have to watch your words. Now, it is very important how you speak. Sometimes like we speak casually, we say anything, and that brings down our whole impression. Like if you are going to speak with the same tone that you're speaking with your friends to the client, you won't be getting business. So you need to have that serious attitude when you are speaking to somebody. You need to know whom you are speaking to. Now, next is to build a genuine positive reputation. Your reputation means a lot. Whenever you have a genuine positive reputation and a fake one, it can be easily detected. If somebody is like trying to behave fake or trying to imitate somebody, you can easily make out what is going on over there. So when you are building a genuine reputation, you need to see what are the characteristics you need to implement in yourself. So you might be faking a smile, but sometimes faking a smile is also a good thing, because even though you're faking it, you're just bringing in some positivity along with you. The next thing is the trust. Trust matters a lot in a work environment, because imagine you tell somebody tells you something very confidential about some project or some project manager, for instance, and you go and tell the same thing to that same project manager about whom you got to know. Now you broke the trust. This person will never ever trust you, and he will probably go and tell others also not to trust you because of that one incident. It might be a joke that in the way you told, like, you might have told this thing as a unconsciously or as a part of joke that this thing has happened, but you broke the trust, and that will affect your entire appearance, your entire reputation in the company. Negativity through jokes. A lot of time we joke a lot with a lot of negative things going around us, but that also does a lot of harms. Because what happens is, when you try to crack a joke about something, if suppose you are talking about your manager and you say, this manager never does anything on time, but this is so funny, he doesn't know and how he's a manager. Now this was something you tried to be funny, but it was something negative comment that you passed about this manager. Okay, maybe he is not good, maybe he genuinely doesn't understand certain things, but then you also got a reputation for yourself who is making fun of other people, who doesn't understand or who is like not professional. So this will harm your reputation more than anybody else's. Next is think before you follow someone. This is very common when you join a new company, and suppose you have a friend, or you join a group of people who are already going out for breaks or a lunch and all those things. So you will try and get to gel with those people in that group. And what will happen is, you will try to follow somebody whom you like. You might be inclined towards certain people. So you need to actually see whom you are following. If suppose the person who is negatively spreading negativity, but in a funny way, if you try to follow him, you will be forming a group of few people, like, who will be always negative, and you will be judged by other people. So slowly you will be categorized in the same kind of a group. So you need to see who you are going out with, or who you are referring to. You need to reach out to the right people most of the time, because what happens is, even though you're following this group, you might not realize what is happening. So you need to know who is right, who is wrong, by using your own common sense. It is not required that somebody else will tell you, okay, you're following a wrong group, because if somebody else tells you, you will never believe that. So you need to analyze all these things yourself. You have to step back and look at the whole thing, what is happening. If you are in a company of someone who is always trying to be negative, or who's always complaining, or somebody who is never following something which is told, doesn't follow processes, so you need to just step back and see what kind of a person he is. Are you following the right person or not? Obviously, no one is 100% correct, and we are here to improve ourselves. That is the reason we need to tell each other what is wrong, what is right. So you also need to mind your words when you're telling somebody. You cannot just go and say, oh, you are wrong, you have been doing all these things wrong. This person might be experienced, and you just told him off in front of everybody. This will put that person down, and next time you will be impacted by the interaction with this person. Now, there are some examples, like sometimes we have faced certain things, like some people say, this company, they don't give anything, we don't have any benefits over here, it's better off in that company, this, that. So when somebody is telling you this, just think twice, like, if this person is telling you about another company which is better off, why is this person in this company? He should have been gone first, not propagate, doing a advertisement for another company, staying in the same company. If you don't like this company, you should be moving out first. This is the first thought you should get. Rather than joining that person and saying, oh, that company is much better than this, and you form a group and you all complain about this. So always think what that person is advertising or branding for, and then you decide where you have to follow. everybody needs to follow the communication plan. We already have a communication plan in place. So you need to address the issues in the right way. Just a reminder, like, in case you are having any issue, always try to sort it out face to face. If that is not getting resolved, go one level higher, go to your TLs, go to your PM. If nothing happens, go to the HR. If still we can't help, then there is the next level wherein the CEO, CFO is there. They can address these issues. But don't go directly off track and like directly from you are having some communication issue within yourself, go and complain to the CEO or CFO saying that nothing is happening over here. If you have not followed the right communication plan, that then you are on the wrong route. Rules and regulations. Now, whenever there are some rules and regulations introduced, the first thing that you want to do is go against it because it's a rule. It's something that you don't like. Nobody likes rules to be imposed on someone. But always think why this rule is come up. Why you need to revolt against it, or do you really need to revolt against it because just others are saying it? You need to think from every angle. Like suppose tomorrow if we introduce a rule saying that everybody has to be in office at dot 9 o'clock, nothing after that, nothing before that. Now you will have to question us like, no, why dot 9 o'clock, we are having these issues. You need to come and discuss with us saying that, oh, we cannot attend this, we can't come at dot 9 because we are having traffic issues, this is that, that is it. Rather than directly going and saying we are not going to follow any rules or anything, we don't believe in these rules. So make sure whenever something is introduced, if it is processes, it is the rules and regulations, whatever it might be, go and discuss with the concerned member first rather than just revolting against it and making a group and just sitting and making grumpy faces. How to react. Now, this is the most important part because what happens as a human being is we intend to react immediately. And that's what we are brought up kind of like we normally, something happens, somebody hits us, instantly we react, we shout or we say, don't do this. And it's an angry reaction. So this is what we normally do. But in office environment, you need to calm down and you need to know how to react. So certain things you need to react only when necessary. Now, for example, if you see somebody fighting on the road with sticks and all, are you going to go and stop them in the middle of the road saying that don't fight? No, because you will see that they are fighting with sticks because they might attack you also. So when you can decide before reacting in such circumstances, you need to decide before reacting in the office environment also. You should not go into the attack mode directly. Many a times we go into a attack mode wherein like somebody tells us something bad about us. The instant reaction is, okay, you are telling me about this. What about your project? You could not code properly. You could not find bugs in it. So don't tell me how I code or how I find my bugs. Rather than that, take 1 minute, cool down, think about it. If somebody has told you something about it, you need some time to think on all sides rather than just saying like, don't tell me about this, because next time this person is not going to come and tell you anything, and this is going to be your loss. Your reaction is going to affect your whole reputation, your whole work environment also, because next time nobody will attempt to tell you or improve you or help you out for any of the reasons. One of the most common thing which might happen is like, you might feel the urge to reply or insult somebody back who has insulted you via email or group chat or in public maybe. So somebody just puts it in the group saying that, oh, last time you have made a mess. I hope you're not doing it this time. And then your instant reaction will be, okay, I want to reply to this person, and immediately you start firing something. Now, in this whole scenario, what will happen is the third person or the other group members will be enjoying this kind of thing. They will be like, okay, have fun, like go on. And in the end, these two people are the people who are going to lose. So you need to see how you're responding. Now, if somebody has done a mistake, you don't need to put it up in the group first. Go via Slack, go personally, or send out a personal email first. If things are not working out and you require some help from another person, then you put another person in CC. You don't need to make a CC list and insult somebody via email. So always, whatever is there, try to resolve personally. Always focus on the big picture. Now, especially when reacting, you only see one thing which is put in front of you. You will just see like, okay, this fellow said something to me, I have to react and I have to show him down kind of thing. But always think like, no, why he has told. Now, if I don't do this thing, is my company getting affected with it, or if my work is getting affected, or my code or anything else is getting affected. So you need to look at the bigger picture of everything. One of the main thing is you need to put it in yourself that not everybody will like you. We work with around 40-50 people in one office and around 150 people all over. Now you cannot expect everybody to like you. If you are going to like, if you want to be likable, then you are not achieving anything. I remember one thing what Shahid and Shaira always tells me, that we are here to work, not to sell ice cream. So we cannot make everybody happy. So obviously, even if you sell ice cream, everybody won't be happy with the flavors that you are selling. So basically, you cannot impress everybody with your ice creams also. So that is one thing everybody needs to implement in themselves and remember it throughout. Share with somebody you trust or who can take action. Anytime you have a difficulty, you have some disagreement or some anger against someone, you need to share it with this person whom you trust. Now in the office, sometimes like there is something going on and the co-worker is not a very pleasing person or something like that. So instead of going and telling everybody in the office, go to your TL or go to your manager or somebody whom you trust and share your concern. Once that is done, somebody else will look it up from other perspective and help you in taking a right action. If you just go around telling everybody, it's not going to help you or anybody else. So in the end, you're going to lose it. Always clarify rather than assuming. This is the most common thing that we do in our day-to-day life. So what will happen is you just received an email or you just received one line action item. Now you will assume and you will go ahead and do your work. And later you will come to know that this was not the way you wanted to do it, or this was not what it was meant. So it is always better. It might look a little childish that you did not understand such a simple statement, but that one sentence clarification will help you a lot and save a lot of time ahead. Rather than, for example, like if you somebody said like, no, I want a website, and you go ahead and create a website with whatever you understood, but then the client later on tells you like, I wanted these specifications, and you never bothered to ask the client what specifications you wanted. You created a website, you wasted everybody's time, and then now you have nothing to do. Like, no, you have lost the whole confidence of the client as well as maybe the client also. Don't lie. You will create a tag for yourself. Now, this is the most important thing when you are doing something. If you are trying to lie to save one kind of a thing, it is going to impact because everybody will know like, we have lied today. Because nothing is hidden. Sometimes, somewhere the other things will come, and again, it will be impacting your whole reputation, giving you a badge of a liar. Now, you might have created this badge unknowingly sometimes, but if you avoid lying, it will help you a lot. Sometimes we lie just in case, like, you don't want to get a shouting or something, but it is always better to get the shouting rather than lying and spoiling your reputation. Don't take constructive criticism personally. Lot of time we give criticism, but it should not be taken personally because it is to improve yourself. If your managers, if your TLs, HR, or anybody senior, or even the juniors or your co-workers are giving you a constructive criticism, that is to help you. If you sit over there and dwell on it, you are going to harm yourself. This you have to be aware that you always have a choice, whether to react or not to react. It's always your choice. You have to decide which way you want to take a choice. So whatever you take, whichever choice you take, it's your own decision. You also have to know what you're trying to achieve by doing what you're doing right now. If you're trying to tell somebody something, and it may be a lie, it may be something which you are trying to do in another way, but you should be very clear what you are trying to achieve, because sometimes you need to justify why you did this. You don't have to take sides. So it might be your best friend, it might be your colleague whom you like a lot, but if that person is wrong, you have to accept it. Don't take sides on other people, because if you take a wrong side, then you will also create a wrong version for everybody, because everyone will know that this person is wrong and you always support. So in this case, nobody will come to you with that person's complaints or that person's mistakes, whatever it is. They might just leave it to yourself, and then you will be left with the wrong person stuck for life. Before being understood, you need to seek to understand. So what you cannot expect everybody else to understand you. Rather than that, you need to understand how others will react, or you need to understand others also. Every time somebody else won't understand you, you need clarification, you need certain things to be put in a proper manner. So always make sure, like before asking other people to understand you, do you understand what their situation is or their scenario is, what their problems are? So that is very important for you. Always think win-win. You cannot always think like, I need to win all the time. I don't care what happens to the next person. Also, always win-win might not be possible, but then you need to try and avoid losing on any side. So win-win in the sense, like suppose something is going wrong, rather than just putting down that person or showing like, you let him get caught in the mistake, and once the mistake is recovered or something, that time we'll think. Rather than that, try to help somebody else. So in this situation, you will also win by gaining that person's trust. Also, that person will respect you for helping them. Learn to give and handle feedback. This is the most important thing when you are receiving or giving a feedback. Because if somebody is giving you feedback, that means you are lagging somewhere and it is helping you improve. So if somebody gives you feedback and you react very violently or do not take it positively, it is going to hamper your growth. Because next time, a lot of people will stop giving feedback, and then you will be slacking behind in your work. Should you stop reporting a negative behavior just because no action was taken? Now, this is a thing what most of the people would do. Once you would try to complain, and just because somebody did not listen to you or did not address that issue, you will say, "Oh, he never listens to me. I'm going to stop this." This will not help you, because you might not be clear in your complaint the very first time. You need to clarify. If you observe this behavior time and again, you need to report it, because sometimes what you found as a complaint or mistake might not be the complaint or mistake from the other person's perspective. But when you repeatedly tell them what is going on wrong, then maybe the other person realizes what is the mistake. But that does not mean like, you just go on complaining about somebody. You need to help the other person to improve also. So if you have a complaint against somebody, first you try to help them and improve in those areas. If they cannot, then you go higher up and continue whatever process has to be done. Blame, excuses, and direct reactions. These are the main cause of most of the misunderstandings. So if you keep on blaming somebody else or finding excuses or give direct reactions, you are going to lose a lot in this. Because every time somebody expects something from you, it will be always a tag like, oh, this person will start blaming or start giving excuses or will react very badly. So this is how you need to maintain your whole reputation, how you are going to handle situations, even if it is difficult one, even if it is something that you don't like. Okay, thank you. That was it. So any questions?
New York office is having internet issues. So we got disconnected about 3 times during your session, but we managed to at least hear most of it. It's a very simple topic. I know we talked about this before you decided on a topic, and a lot of you actually submitted this topic on your topic suggestions form. That simple things like how to behave in workplace. it's not rocket science, as you can see from Akshata's presentation. It's just simple reminder of things that we sometimes don't pay attention to, and it can cause more damage to us without us realizing. So a good reminder, very simple points, and very I like the examples you use also. Mostly, I don't know why you target a lot of PMs though, Akshata. Most of your examples included PMs.
All the PMs are sitting in front of me.
So, but overall, I think all of us should, take the points she mentioned and remember them on a daily basis. Like I said, most of these are not anything complicated, but we sometimes forget and we don't practice. So thanks for reminding us.
Thank you, Akshata. I mean, again, a lot of basic points. A lot of new members have joined. You guys are young, and looking into some of these things where I even can relate myself. A few points I want to mention here. One of them is what we've been facing for last 15 years. When you work with remote team, whether from Ukraine to Goa, Goa to Dhaka or Sylhet, and vice versa, that we assume things. Even with New York office, a lot of time I am guilty of assuming things with a lot of people in remote location, whether in Goa or Dhaka or Ukraine and Sylhet. A recent example, I would say, when we went to Goa, a lot of my assumption came out completely wrong. Not only wrong, I was so wrong that I felt so bad. And I was talking to Shahira that, assumption, and I keep reminding myself that assumption should never be there. The other point is reacting, right? Reacting, we are human, we will react, but I think when somebody point out that you are going to the wrong direction, I think you have to accept the fact. I am guilty of reaction also. Many times, even my recent visit, I reacted in a meeting, and I think Akshata and Shahira followed up with me, and I accepted that I made the mistake. And I clearly remember about 4 years ago, I reacted with Joshua one day, and I remember Sebio was there, and he made me accountable. And that was one of the moments. Initially, it hurt my ego, but now I still remember it. So before I react to anything, I think about that incident. So for me, the points Akshata mentioned here, I'm telling you from my perspective, even she is right on many things where we are making those mistakes. So we should definitely go ahead and correct those. And if you want to be successful in your career growth, these are the points. It's not about SJI here. This is a personal development class. This is relevant even outside work and other job you will go someday, or, if you want to move your career to the next level.
Anyone else? I think let others.
Yeah,
Other offices. Unshare the screen, so let others speak.
But I think this presentation can be a part of onboarding the new members.
Yeah, I definitely suggest this should be onboarding new member. We should have that presentation go over by someone.
I think your managers can take the responsibility to go over these things.
Okay, we're changing a new process.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead, other members from other offices, please.
Well, thank you so much for presenting such a nice topics, how to behave in office and react in office. Actually, those points you mentioned on the presentation, it was really relating to us, and those points actually means to redirect to professionalism, how to maintain your attire, behave, react in office, don't get decisions based on our emotions. I mean, yeah, everything we can, if we want to relate to in our office environment or behave, yeah, we can relate, and those things are very specified. And you clearly mentioned all those things with the examples, and I really think this is a really good example. And thank you so much, Akshata, for presenting such a nice topics.
Welcome.
Hi, Akshata. Hi. Thank you, Akshata, for your nice presentations here. And thing is that whatever I believe, that wherever I have committed and I have joined here, I'm committed with all the policies, all the steps my organization has taken and will be going to take. And I'm fully bound to oblige all of these. And couple of years ago, what I think, happened with me that when I was searching in my career, entering somewhere else, tea stall, what I feel that I was drinking tea with sounds. So some of senior one beside me, he just remind me, okay, this is not the proper way. You are just drinking your tea, keeping making sound. Some other people behind you will be bothered. And the same scenario we're just facing in almost in every places, especially on organizations. That okay, I'm just drinking my tea with sound, but some other one behind me or besides me, definitely he just make bother. So it really hurts me that okay, I'm doing the same one, but it shouldn't be. This couldn't be a culture for official work or as a professionalism. So day by day, I just remove this one from my side, and it seems that okay now after feeling myself okay, feeling that okay, this one is really relating and keeping me a professionalism at work. And the thing is, once again, the punctuality, what we see as office culture. And even just a couple of days ago, when I was talking with my parents, they also remind me, okay, you just have to attend on your office in time, and this should be your responsibility as well. So apart from these, definitely the scenario you have shown, really it is also mentionable, and also we all are obliged to do this. And definitely from your HR perspective, the some points is really learning for us, and it will be a long way for us to be steps to be taken. So thanks all for having me here.
Somebody from Dhaka wants to speak?
Nothing much. I mean, just a professional should look professional, talk professional, and act professional. Nothing else. It's just an environment. We need to maintain it in our organization. If we talk less professionally, it will collapse or it will harm the entire organization. It does not look well. So we need to act and look and speak professionally.
Can I see the speaker?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Next.
I look professional and I.
Okay, yeah, next, you can.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for the presentation, and I have to. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Thanks for the slides and examples, and I have to say that I agree with Shahara that all of the points mentioned about like not that the rocket science, but sometimes the simplest the point is, it's harder to follow it, right? It's like it may sound like it's easy, right? But sometimes I like caught myself that I did not follow that or this, so it happened. And unfortunately, it is not possible to follow 100% of these rules, but we should try to follow most of them. About the assumptions that Shahid told about, like, I believe it became like we got assumptions because of lack of communication. If we do communicate more, we will have no assumptions with each of us. So communication is the key. That's it.
Thank you. Go. Speak up.
Okay. What I really liked about this presentation is, like from my perspective, I'm mostly a college student, and sometimes what happens is college students when they come, they don't have this professionalism with them, and this is a good pointer to anyone who's just joined, like as a fresher or something. like how to exactly behave and what standards you have to meet. And I guess this can be applied in any professional area. It doesn't only have to be to IT or something, but to anything. Like even if you're managing your own business, I guess this is a really takeaway for them. Okay. Thank you.
So I believe when I was going through the points, everybody must be having their own examples. So please go through the slide once again and see where you can improve, how you can improve, and what best can be done. Any other comments from anyone else? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye.